Okay, here's a next video. I'll go over a few more tools here. So this is just right where we left off. And actually what I want to do is make a new document. This one's just getting kind of crowded and small. So shortcut for that is Command New or Control New on Windows, Command New on Mac. This should pop up. Mine just takes a second. Okay. So a few other tools here. So we did our brush tool, crop tool, rectangular marquee tool. So yeah, these selection tools are good, but these ones are just ellipses or rectangles. But if you want to draw a more unique selection, you need this lasso tool. Okay. So again, you can hover over this and you can kind of see how it's being used in that animation. It's just used to make more irregular selections. So let's just see how this works. And remember, whenever you're using either the lasso tool or these shape selection tools, make sure this little square is pressed down, so that just allows you to add to the selection. So lasso tool. So now I can just start drawing any sort of weird shape there with that lasso tool. Okay, and I can keep adding on to this however I want. Okay. And if I want to fill these all in at once, rather than using the brush tool, I can use the paint bucket tool. So it is on here somewhere. Here it is. So if you're using any of these other tools, if you're using any tools and you can't find one, it's under these three little dots. As you can see, there's even more tools under here. So I want to just use the paint bucket tool. So switch that. And now I can drop any sort of color. So I can choose all my colors over here. Drop a color into there. Or I can choose my colors down here. Same thing, just double click on this square. And you can choose your colors there. So as you can see here, it's taking a while to get to my bright, real saturated red I have here. That's because my opacity is down. So remember, every time you switch to a new tool, the different settings for the tools are up here. So I want this opacity. I can turn that up to 100. So if I turn it down, I can start to mix colors. So I can put a little bit of blue and just kind of mix it onto that red and get a nice little purple. But for the most part, I usually have this tolerance or the opacity all the way up there. Okay. And to get rid of this selection, you can hit Control D on Windows. You can hit Command D on PC, or you can go up here to Select and go to Deselect. Okay. So that lasso tool is how we will really color in a lot of our artwork. It's just with this lasso tool. You select different areas and just drop a color in there. This polygonal lasso tool is nice as well. This is very similar, but all it does is use straight edges. So if you just want a straight edge shape, doing that, and then to close it off, you just double click. Okay. Then I will switch back to my paint bucket tool and drop that color in there. All right. So I'm going to get rid of that, Command D, so it's no longer a selection. So remember, when there's selection is going on, you can't color outside of the selection. So I cannot color out here because it's not in the selected area, but as I come down here, then I can color in that selection. So hit Command D and deselect. And now one other tool that is useful for selecting things is this magic wand tool. So what this magic wand tool does is select similarly colored image areas, as it says right there. So this allows me to go in and I can select all the blue in here, all the green in here, or all the red in there. So let's switch that and see how it works. So there's a few different settings up here. This one, make sure you're on this box that's selected. Tolerance, start at 1, okay? And then we'll see about contiguous here. All right, so that's selected all my blue here. So notice when I click on one part of this blue, it selects all the blue. Okay, so then I can go back in and draw other things on here. Command D. I'll switch back to my magic wand. The shortcut is W, and if I want to select the green, I can do that. Control D, or the red. See how this select all the red here? If I want to select just one part of this red, I check this contiguous box. And then I'm just selecting one part of the red at a time. All right. So those are the next few tools. We will really be using this lasso tool a lot and the magic wand tool. So make sure you can understand how to use this tools when we're just dealing with the basics here, making basic selections and filling in with a different color. Okay.